What's going on, guys? We are putting work in tonight, February 22nd, 2026. Pokemon market's still booming. Sended Heroes dropped yesterday. I was supposed to vend tomorrow. We're about to get 2 feet of snow here in central New Jersey, so that is off the table. And we're going to review our company for you guys. I got a lot of messages about the bulk video that I did and why I do bulk and what's going on. And I'll kind of just explain what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. And if this is something you're interested in, my name is Chris. We're running an online TCG store about the last 6 months. We've operated in the TCG space. I've been a collector for 9 years, and I turned into a full-time company last year, even though I was a company for 4 years. When I say company, I mean online site, social media. But I was operating in the space, and I was always doing these other stuff before I combined it under the name, right? So some people are asking, why I do bulk. And the reason is because it's the easiest thing to do right now in the space. And I've been doing it for about 18 months. It's cheap to buy. A lot of people don't want it. And it helps me fund my fixed cost expenses. So as a new store who doesn't have rent, doesn't have utilities, operates from his home and a storage unit, my fixed costs per month are around $375. Storage unit, $300. Stamps.com for our TCG player orders and our store, and then $25 for Google email, so about $375. Okay. So my goal for making, for the year to cover my expenses in bulk, is to net $4,500. And that will handle all my expenses for the entire year, not counting fixed expenses. And that is, we'll get into that too. I'm just talking the flat fixed expenses. Individual orders we'll go over and I'll kind of explain it. But that is the goal. And as you can see here, for this year, we are already at 286 orders and we've netted $1,306. So let's just say 1,300. And we times 286 times 0.74 minus 211. So we're at $1,095, which is above the pace of $375 a month. So selling bulk literally covers all my expenses for the year. And anything additionally I make is a bonus. So that is why I do it. And it's the easiest way to do it while I'm trying to build my brand and get people to the online store. Okay. So that is literally how I do it. Now, obviously, we've been over this. I am back to work again, full time. So commuting takes up a lot of time. I have a family. So when I'm doing 10 orders on TCG Player, 3 orders on eBay, that takes an hour. Maybe not an hour, but if they're big orders, an hour, right? If they're one card, I could do them in like 10 or 15 minutes. But that takes a lot of time. So let's say I start at 9, that's 10 o'clock. I still have to try to do a piece of content. I have to get up at 5:30, go to work. It's Saturday night, 12:30 in the morning right now, and I'm going to make content for the next 3 hours because that's when I can do it, and that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to be here when we can, and we're going to share what we share. Okay, here's our eBay store. We'll go through this. This is where a lot of my toy collections go that I've accumulated over the years, Nintendo products, Funko Pop collections I bought, a whole bunch of stuff. But to the net sales for the year, 9,200, 12,000 in sales. I have actually taken the risk out of the graded card market about 3 or 4 months ago. When people started getting robbed from the UPS drivers, I consigned to PSA. If you go watch Catch 'em All Collectibles, Dan, he actually made a video on this, like let other people do the work for you. And I started doing that about 6 months ago. So I send them to the PSA vault. The fees might be a little higher, but I take out the checks and balance. They don't go to GameStop. I do it myself. They don't go to the post office. I drop them up at PSA drop-off locations directly. They go to PSA, and then I put them into the vault, and then I can manage my PSA listings, and that money also comes back into the company. Addition to this, so I don't have to put them on eBay anymore, but whatever I do have here is on eBay, and that goes right into the company as well. So that's an additional revenue. We have the online website, which I don't want to show you. I don't like to show you. We've done 3,600 in sales this year. Um, Again, that is probably the slowest moving because I'm trying to make content. I'm trying to get people there. But I'm going to use these platforms because the platforms do the work for me. And yes, they do take 15%. And how I combat that is by raising the price by 15% on eBay. So if you're going to buy it from my website for $100, it's going to be $120 plus shipping on eBay. So I'm making the same margin and I raise with the market. As I stated in previous videos, buying from small companies has an advantages. Go try some smaller card shops. It doesn't have to be mine, but if you buy on my website over 250, I just had a repeat customer buy 4 boxes of Prismatic. Shout out to you. 140 a box. So he paid 280. Free shipping. I ship for free. No sales tax because he's outside New Jersey. You buy that on eBay, you're probably paying 310, 320. So you put that money back in your pocket. You could buy another bundle. You can save some extra money. So every time you buy, be cautious. I will tell you that I never bought from small stores. And I understand that that's a challenge now for me as a store to get people there. I understand how big the hobby is and I understand how many people are here. But that's kind of what I do. So here's your eBay. And then we got TCG Player. And that's kind of what we do. We have the website, and I'm hoping to incorporate Whatnot by the end of the year. I would really like to start it. I really just have to get this room set up. It is not set up for YouTube. It is not set up for a business. I think we're going to do a whole redo over. Instead of doing the garage, I think we're going to wipe this room and, reorganize it, get a new set, get a new camera, put some stuff away, take some stuff out. I think maybe when we do that, we'll document it all and, make some content out of that. I think that would be cool. But that's, I'm not in a rush, guys. I do this at my pace. I understand that YouTube's not going to run away, that the market's not going to run away. And if you've been watching my videos, I am waiting patiently for this to correct. It cannot just keep going up and to the right. And when it corrects, you're going to see a lot of businesses fail. Now, some people on YouTube will say that, businesses are going to fail. Yeah, businesses always fail. When markets drop, people lose money. When interest rates go higher, when the country raised the interest rates on a lot of these businesses who had equity loans out from 3% to 6%, they collapsed. The US government collapsed them after saving them for giving the money. There's a whole system of things that go on, and it's my job to manage my risk. And I want to produce in up markets and down markets. But more importantly, I am preserving capital for when this ends, when Pokemon starts overprinting, when the market slows down and people start disappearing. And if there's product I can get from distribution, which I do have, the cost on booster boxes is like $96. Cost on bundles is like $16 for distribution. Then I can give them to you guys at MSRP because that's what I want to do. And that's how we do it. But on eBay, they go 20% higher. I have to make up for the fees. So going forward, when I put products on the website, they're going to go up on eBay 2 days later. And they're going to go because eBay brings thousands of people to me, which is why if you're starting a store, I suggest you do it. Or you can jump head in and just do the online store and concentrate on making content and building your store. That is, an option Brian at Pokey talks about, but I do things a different way. I want these things to pay for my expenses. I want to move product as fast as I can. I want to use multiple platforms. I just got 40 binders. If you guys want binders, I got the Ascending Heroes binders. I'm buying from distribution to try to build spend. That's from the eBay. This way, my capital remains intact. I'm ready to rock and roll. And if an opportunity comes along, I'm ready to pounce on it. But I'm not in a rush. I'm not competing with people who are doing 50,000 in sales a month, who are doing, who are flying by me, because that's not my strategy. That's not my plan. And my job also takes care of a lot of this. I can utilize my job to buy big collections if I need to, and the other investments I have. So the basket as a whole is important to me. Even though we don't commingle funds, that is important. If you do that, you have to journal your money over to owner's equity if you need a write-off for that business expense. All right, guys. So this is kind of what's going on. I had a lot of questions about, well, if you pay for the penny sleeve, I have distribution. These from my distributor, Ultra Pro. These are $18 from distribution. I just bought a bunch of these. These are like $2.20. And then I bought a case of like 200. I bought a ton of penny sleeves. And I get all that, a ton of team bags, like that all from my distributor at wholesale cost. So yeah, 11 cents a top loader, 11 cents for on an order. And if you get a small order, like 12 cents, 20 cents, that's part of selling bulk. And you may lose money, but as you can see, as I showed you, we are covering our fixed costs. We do have other expenses. We buy boxes. That's not included. That's a recurring expense, right? Bubble wrap, boxes, tape. That's a recurring expense that comes out, but I want to cover the fixed costs that occur every month with bulk. And we are doing that. We are on pace. We're already cleared for March pretty much. So if I can just do that and bring in 5,000 a year selling bulk, last year we did like 6,200. So I was in the green as far as I want to cover those fixed costs for my company, and that's why I do it. And if it sacrifices me making content and building the brand, it's fine because I have other things going on. And when we buy collections, or something comes along, we push it here. I just bought a Magic collection for like $40. There were 2 cards in there worth $26, and then I just put the rest away. I'll get to them when I get to them. But like things like that are great when you sell bulk. It's like not forget about 22 times your money. That's like 13,000 times your money. You buy a card for a penny, sell it for $13. Like that's astronomical. That's amazing. That's why I love doing this. So just a little bit of an update, guys, from all the comments on selling bulk and doing this. We're going to make more videos on this. I truly thank you guys. ShopAPKcollectibles.com. If you're looking for something, please message me. They say if you find something you love to do, you'll never work a day in your life. I've been working my whole life, guys, and this doesn't feel like work. This feels like something I should have did a long time ago. I should have did it 10 years ago, but I was too scared to do it. So don't be scared. Just start. Just do it, guys. Trust me. Don't worry about what people think. Don't worry about what people say. It's important. It really is. And I thank you guys. If you've been here and you've been supportive, shopapkcollectibles.com. Don't forget to be kind to each other. Once again, my face keeps disappearing off the Clip Champ. Once I get an IT guy, my face will be here forever.